Mr. Gomez for 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to be clear, whistleblower allegations should be taken seriously, period. I had a whistleblower approach my office during my first term. But one of the things I learned from that is that there's a clear, fact-based process that needs to be followed to ensure a whistleblower investigation is executed properly without political interference. This is not what is happening here today. Where this originated in Ways and Means, Republicans threw that process into the gutter. Here's how. One, there were more than 50 people identified in the Ways and Means Committee's depositions on this same topic that were not spoken to and not interviewed before the Republican majority released these allegations to the public. They didn't take the time to check their fact. And the Republicans even admitted during questioning that they never interviewed or asked questions or sought to ask questions of these individuals. Instead, Republicans cherry-picked 13 people who they knew agreed to corroborate their claims. Why wouldn't they conduct a thorough investigation and interview all people identified who might have information in this case? There are more than 50 people who weren't given the opportunity to defend their names, respond to allegations, or give this inquiry important context and facts. Two, the whistleblower transcript contains unauthenticated, unverified documents from unknown searches on the internet. The exhibit used by the gentleman from Ohio in the early part of this hearing is one of those unverified documents pulled from the internet, yet they treat it as a smoking gun. You can literally find anything on the internet. That doesn't make it true, and Republicans refuse to verify their sources. They are trying to give the appearance that these documents are from IRS files provided by the whistleblower or from some trusted source, but in fact, they are not. These documents are unauthenticated, and we don't even know their real source. What kind of basis is this for a serious investigation? Three, the majority released this transcript with all these errors I cited to the public before verifying any of these allegations. They put the cart far before the horse, declining to speak to over dozens of valuable witnesses, refusing to verify the information they pushed to the public, throwing this whole process and its credibility out the window. Additionally, this process has been tainted by the fact that one of these whistleblowers' attorneys has made substantial contributions to the Republican chairman of Ways and Means as recently as February of this year. And one of these whistleblowers didn't even come voluntarily. He was asked to testify by his supervisor. None of this inspires confidence in these efforts of my colleagues across the aisle or in the process that has been taken. If my colleagues were serious about these allegations, they would have gone through the proper steps to ensure this investigation was done correctly, but they didn't. They rather dragged this investigation and this committee into the gutter, and that was proved by the gentlewoman from Georgia. If the gutter is where they choose to live, and the only purpose of this hearing is to drag us all down there with them, I don't want any part of it. I ask for unanimous consent to submit for the record a letter from Ways and Means Ranking Member Richard Neal outlining the improper steps taken by the majority in this investigation.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. With that, I'd like to yield my remaining time to Mr. Goldman of New York.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Gentlemen, I want to return to the Washington Post October 6th article, and I'd ask unanimous consent to enter it in the record. In your testimony, Mr. Shapley, before the Ways and Means Committee, you stated, quote, "There was a leak. It appeared to come from the agent's level, who was critical of the prosecutors for not charging the case." What you testified earlier was a little different. Which one do you stand by today?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
There was a leak. It appeared to come from the agent's level, who was critical of the prosecutors for not charging the case.
Yeah, so, yeah, it appeared because it said it came from the agent's level, but the source was a source familiar with the topic, and it didn't say it was a law enforcement source.
Okay, it seems to be a distinction, I think, without a difference. And then you understand that obviously leaks of grand jury information is a felony, right?
Leaking And investigative information includes 6103 would be a felony, yes.
Well, that's true as well. So would you agree that there would be some skepticism from any prosecutors about which of the agents may be the source of a leak?
And gentlemen, time's expired, but feel free to answer the question.
Oh, since there have been multiple leaks in this investigation, and the one on December 8th or December 9th, 2020, that appeared to have come from someone, as Leslie Wolf stated.
I was just asking about October 6, 2022.
So, I
It
would
would
have,
cause anyone's suspicion, right?
if it says it comes from agent level,
Yeah, that's what you said.
Gentlemen, time's expired. You're the next questioner after Mr. Fallon from Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're just talking about obfuscating and diverting and distracting.